Oscar Munoz. He is the former CEO of United Airlines. He understands how these things work, but Oscar, good luck with this. This was Boeing's fault. This was Boeing not delivering on those planes. But again, why does this come down to the pilots who were scheduled and employed to work those times and put on the shift for this? Why are they going to be the ones who have to say, okay, I won't get paid? I mean, paid vacation would be one thing, maybe even partially paid vacation another, but you're not going to lay me off, and you're not going to pay me for that time.
Yes. Well, Boeing, the gift that just keeps on giving, right? There's just the domino effects across such a wide swath of impacts. And so both of you make good points. I think Phil has it correct. These COLAs, company offered leave of absence. We always have cute phrases for these things. And Becky, you're right. It's not optimal, but these are offered generally all the time, not to the degree that they're going to be offered here in the coming month. And again, as Phil noted,
Oscar, I'm sorry, is it offered meaning that you can choose to take it or not take it? I mean, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a degree of junior people being offered it more definitively, I guess. But it is. here's the other option.
This is the deal. Like
no. So let's put it in perspective. Okay, the other option. This is important. The other option is this F word called furloughs. Right. Oh. Historically, when an airline gets into this problem, they just cut everyone off completely. These COLAs are offered. Flight attendants use them all the time for flexibility. They are offered to pilots by fleet type, by domicile, by seniority. So it's always offered. May has increased. So again, you have a mismatch between the number of pilots ready for the flying that United expected, and of course the trickling or slowing down of aircraft from Boeing. It is, from what I hear, very much a short-term issue. Boeing is delivering aircraft, not exactly the ones that we do. So so if you talk to pilots, and I spent the last couple of days talking to pilots as I fly, the more senior ones understand this. Everybody's helping the company. It's a good culture. Everybody's talking, the unions. No one's going to be in support of this, but it's a gentle, nice way of sort of balancing the cost aspect along with offering these leave of absences that offer flexibility. People want to take vacation. All those things come into play.
Look, but I can see that some people might be in a position of wanting to take that, and that's a great thing, to be able to take that, and it helps the company out at the same time.
Okay, just real quickly, the way it works is it's offered, and then some people take it and some people don't. So the more people that take it, the less people. The people that don't want to take it generally will stay on for it. So it is meant to be somewhat somewhat balanced in that regard, but it's not optimal. But again, it's not the fault of the company.
And the voluntary aspect of it. I mean, we had pay cuts that we were offered to take voluntarily during the pandemic here. And I think the big question was, if you don't take them, what is your future here? Look, I think the question comes back to how realistic was it to expect that these flights were all going to be delivered, because Boeing has not been living up to its end of its expectations for quite a while. And that's where you can potentially put some problem, some of the problems being with United's management for believing them, I guess.
No, listen, we all take blame for everything. But as Phil mentioned, these are very long-tailed investment decisions, right? You don't hire a pilot and he or she is flying the next day. So it takes a long time to get the number of pilots that you need certified on the particular aircraft that you require. And then, of course, aircraft deliveries have to match up to that. So it's kind of a dance of sorts, a grand kabuki of trying to match all of those things. So you can take a little blame, but again, it's hard to meet
really aggressive earnings expectations if you don't have everything that's delivered just in time. I mean, that's part of it,
right,
too.
And
United met some very aggressive earnings targets last year for the full year. They said $10 to $12. Scott Kirby himself said that was very aggressive. They managed to hit it. Their diluted adjusted number was $10.05 a share. So this also goes back to like manufacturing, just-in-time delivery on these things. It's the most profitable, but it's also the trickiest line to walk. And when you don't hit those metrics, it's pretty tough to say, then we're going to take it out on the employees, because they're the ones who are going to have to suffer for it.
Yeah, and again, I would differ on the taking it out on the employees, because it is something that's offered to many. And again, the company has done a nice job over the years of not only setting aggressive targets, but making them. And that goes back to the time that Scott and I were running together. So I have great faith in them to be able to make it work. But at the same time, these things have to be balanced. And again, the root of the issue continues to be Boeing and the domino effect it's having across the industry. And, we talk a lot about all the issues that happen because Boeing's in the headlines. And it's unfortunate in that regard.
Yeah, no question. This is a Boeing issue. It's just those ripple effects, and watching who takes it on the chin is tough to watch, too. But you're right. This is Boeing, a Boeing issue, and we'll see what comes up.
Hey, Oscar, real quick before we go on the Boeing issue, is there a person that you think should be the CEO of Boeing? Is there a person that you would like? No, seriously, that you think that the airline, because part of it is you need the regulators, you need the public, you need the other airline CEOs who are the customers to all get behind whoever this person is and genuinely believe in them. They need to have credibility with the employees inside Boeing. They need to have credibility outside of Boeing. I mean, this is a bit of a unicorn style person. And I'm curious, of the people you know in the industry or others, what kind of person you'd like to see in this role?
I think that's the proper question. What type of person do we want? And you outlined all the different variables. Again, we all have viewpoints. We all have opinions. This is getting played out in the press. Many people's names are I know several of them who don't really necessarily have an interest because they have really meaningful roles today. But I think, from my perspective, and the board will make this selection. And the board is not always as close to what's really happening in the company. I would go out and listen to a lot of the alumni, some of the people in the field. The concept of an engineering person probably is worthwhile over the longer term. But as you outlined, Andrew, there's a boatload of issues that encompass something more than an engineering mindset. You need someone to fix the perceived lack of safety and culture. You need someone to fix all the constituents across that broad base. So you need a real strong human being. I've suggested the possibility of a female who's, I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, the possibility of a female with all those attributes that you have. And it might be a two-step function when you bring someone in to sort of balance and create a level playing field and then build for the future with the right long-term, possibly engineering manufacturing mindset. So it might be a two-step function, but it's a big role for one person to take at this juncture.